In this moment of stillness, open your heart to the divine grace that surrounds us. A charged hush crackles like opposing poles of destiny. On one side, a phoenix-like blaze of renewal erupts with celestial ire. On the other, a deluge of lamentation sweeps those desperately clutching at crumbling mirages. Within this cosmic drama, some spirits grieve ambitions they believed lost to infinity, while others seize this moment of reckoning to awaken their latent strength. Yet the very currents now favor you, chosen soul, as you stand unwavering within the eye of the storm. Those who once stood beside you are already drifting away, fully aware of the widening chasm their lost comforts have carved. They watch in dismay as their finely spun deceptions crumble like fragile parchment in a tempest. In a frantic bid to mend the rift born of their own avarice and deceit, they fire off entreaties and olive branches, but destiny has already passed its verdict, and their belated gestures of conciliation are doomed to scatter like ash on the breeze. Your betrayers now find themselves ensnared by their own schemes, and it's not on you that they've slipped into oblivion. Yet this is where the real marvel lies. Although they spun elaborate webs of deceit to divert your path into their avaricious clutches, each snare became their undoing. Every fetter meant to shackle your spirit, every lure designed to dull your essence, and every counterfeit promise of affection rebounded with the force of celestial justice. Those who taint pure light violate the laws of the cosmos, and the full weight of their spiritual debt, multiplied by every malicious intent, is at last being reclaimed. So much more than property is represented by the mansion. Oh, this notorious house at the heart of their web of deceit. The foundation of a whole fake business is this building, which was purchased with funds that were never theirs to spend. Imagine their insolence. They utilized your inheritance, birthright, and divine provision as seed money to establish not just one company, but a whole chain of businesses. They divided the prophecies among themselves, established an entire society of collaborators, and lived like royalty on the riches that were rightfully yours. Dozens, if not hundreds, of people were involved in this well-planned plot, who purposefully created their wealth on stolen property. From the initial interaction, money held a curse, yet it also let businesses thrive, homes be bought, lifestyles be formed, and entire identities to be built. The spiritual poison of stealing poisoned every dollar spent, and it is now destroying everything from the inside out as it flows through their entire network like acid. The most dangerous type of criminal is represented by the experienced individuals at the center of this operation, who planned the original steal and lied in court to make it lawful. They are calculated predators who observed your wealth and concluded they deserved it more than you did, not desperate petty thieves. To divert your inheritance into their accounts, they sat in courtrooms, stared at judges, and made up complex lies while under oath. They falsified records, created false evidence, and tainted the very organizations that were supposed to defend individuals like you. Beloved friend, today I invite you to plant a seed of blessing by clicking the YouTube Super Thanks button, whether it's $20, $50, or whatever God has laid on your heart. Because when you give generously, heaven opens wide. Luke 6 verse 38. As you honor this ministry with your gift, you are not only sowing into the lives of many, you're positioning yourself to reap an overflow of God's goodness. Remember, whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously. 2 Corinthians 9 verse 6. So let your heart be generous today, and watch the windows of heaven pour out blessings upon you. This is where their conceit ultimately led to their demise, though, as they were so at ease with their crime and self-assured in their deceit that they ceased exercising caution. The mature energy behind this theft is completely unrepentant of their actions. Their reaction is basically a middle finger to the entire legal system when they are presented with proof of their crimes and official judicial notices. The fact that they stole from you doesn't matter to them. They don't give a damn that they use deception to build their fortune. They don't care if their web of deceit has ensnared innocent people. Yeah, I did it. they say with a psychopathic indifference. How are you going to respond to this? The universe had all it took to defend total divine vengeance because of this degree of conceit. Although the Most High doesn't meddle in human affairs lightly, such flagrant disdain for the laws of the cosmos and such heartless indifference to the pain inflicted need a prompt and brutal response. The courthouse has received the evidence. Notifications have been sent out. Nothing can stop what is coming as the wheels of justice spin. The other criminals collaborating with this mastermind, meanwhile, each carry their own particular brand of evil, including complete involvement in all facets of the heist, fabrication of false testimony for the court, and sharing in fraudulent earnings. However, the gravity of their acts finally sinks in. Unlike their spouse, truth seeps through the facade as the fake identity upheld throughout the deception crumbles under increasing pressure. Desperation exudes from their aura, since no amount of acting or manipulation can save them from the realization that prison awaits them as well. Now, the detective working on your case is a human representation of divine justice. The complex lengths these crooks went to in order to take your inheritance are far more than years of experience with fraud and deceit. With every new discovery being more devastating than the last, corruption is exposed layer after layer. What started out as a straightforward property dispute has grown into a vast criminal conspiracy with several victims and a wide range of nations. In addition to seeking justice, this professional is personally offended by the lies these crooks told them. As their own prosperity turns into proof of crime, beautiful irony is revealed. Your stolen inheritance is the source of every company you've started, every home you've bought, and every luxury you've experienced. Even the most dishonest judge couldn't overlook the proof presented by financial forensics. Your money multiplied through their criminal network, leaving a paper trail that led straight to the initial theft. They were sloppy due to greed and reckless due to conceit. Even more insidious aspects of this plot went beyond tangible theft. As they exploited your stolen wealth to expand their empire, they launched parallel spiritual attacks to leave you helpless, perplexed, and unable to assert your legitimate ownership. The goal of love spells, binding rites, attempts to induce toxic sexual addiction, and emotional dependency is to deplete your energy and channel it into their system. Physical robbery went unnoticed, but spiritual captivity was the aim. The most cunning kind of predator is the one they attempted to use as a spiritual weapon against you. This person was raised and indoctrinated to think they had a unique bond with you, a divine right to access your energy and have an impact on your choices. They were informed they were your destined partner, your twin flame, and your ideal match. The truth is even more sinister. They were spiritual parasites that were taught to cling to your wealth and suck it dry for their controller's gain. The entire criminal network went into panic mode when attempts at love bombing failed, manipulation was exposed, and advances were turned down. Their spiritual weapon was meant to be their surefire ace, their infallible way of keeping you and your assets under control. Their entire system started to fall apart without that energizing connection, without personal access to your power. Funds ceased to flow, companies began to fail, and the years-long protected status abruptly vanished. Their final, last-ditch effort to reclaim power was the online harassment campaign they started against you. They made an effort to damage your reputation, disparage your personality, and keep you apart from possible supporters. They tried to destroy your professional ties, recruited hordes of sock puppet accounts to harass and threaten you, and disseminated false information about you on various platforms. However, each attack they carried out simply helped to further detail their illegal actions. Every falsehood, every threat, and every effort at cyberbullying produced digital evidence that is currently being used by law enforcement to support their claims. Yellow heart if you're moved by divine love. Now is the moment to share it. Click the Super Thanks button on YouTube and contribute $50 or more to help us broadcast God's blessings far and wide. Every act of generosity you make is being watched in heaven and will return to you 100-fold. They overestimated who they were dealing with, which is why the organized harassment campaign the gang-stalking conduct, and the flying monkey attacks all backfire catastrophically. They cannot use you as simply another victim to coerce you into keeping quiet. You are a chosen one, and those who are chosen have protection that these criminals cannot even fathom. They were rewarded threefold for each spell they cast. With compound interest, every curse they hurled came back to haunt them. Every time they tried to sap your energy, you got stronger and they got weaker. When death magic is used against you, it symbolizes the most sinister step in their spiritual warfare. Real occult rituals meant to injure you physically, drain your life essence, and obstruct your divine mission on earth. What they didn't realize, though, is that the illumination within those who possess divine light is intimately connected to the origin of all creation. Not only did they attack another human, but they also attacked the divine, and the divine will never pardon such a breach. They already experience karmic blowback from their death magic in the form of unexpected health issues, financial ruin, broken relationships, and legal issues, all of which can be linked to the spiritual poison that was meant for them. Uncontrollably, doors open to destructive forces, which now eat them from within. Instead of making you sick, the devils now feed on your life energy. Now, attention turns to the most fulfilling part of this cosmic drama. You became stronger, wiser, and wealthier while these criminals ruined themselves by evil deeds. Being freed from their poisonous energies was release, not loss. Every broken relationship, every deceptive offer turned into a step toward asserting one's actual authority and destiny. The wealth that is now flooding your life is interest on your spiritual investment in justice and truth, not only restitution for what they took. Because you upheld your moral character during the attack, the world is giving you back your inheritance in the form of compound blessings. You didn't put yourself in their position. You refrained from using retaliation or revenge. You merely stood your ground and let the rest be dealt with by divine justice. Your genuine mission as a chosen one begins with the new contracts and possibilities that are coming into your life. Your restored prosperity serves as the cornerstone for the task you were destined to undertake in this world, not only for your own comfort. Since you now have the means and the discernment to use them wisely, every dollar they took was truly an investment in your future influence. Unknowingly, their robbery set you up for a degree of success and power they could never have predicted. Legal counsel is only one aspect of the expert help that is being provided in your case. The spirit of high honor that is working for you is an example of divine order establishing itself in human organizations. This is not merely a lawyer carrying out their duties. Rather, it is a selected tool of justice who has been placed in this position by the cosmos itself to guarantee that the truth wins out. Their investigation has revealed a vast criminal network that has been functioning for years with impunity. In addition to the theft of your inheritance, all of their collaborators will be shocked by the criminal charges that are soon to be brought against them. This will be a public trial that reveals every facet of their illegal organization, not a private settlement or plea deal. Their crimes will be permanently documented for the rest of their life as a result of the media coverage, the forensic accounting, and the witness statements. The most exquisite aspect of this divine justice is that, while they face criminal charges, financial ruin, and social shame, you are beginning the most prosperous and influential stage of your life. The money you're getting back is only the first step. The universe is setting you up for impact and influence that goes much beyond financial gain. You're preparing for a mission that will impact generations of souls who require the kind of direction that only a chosen one who has been tried and tested can offer, in addition to your immediate group. The last stage of their manipulation strategy is represented by the reunion and reconciliation attempts that are coming your way. They will do all in their power to reclaim your resources and energy as their criminal enterprise falls apart and their legal issues worsen. They will send intermediaries heartfelt messages expressing their regret, their desire to put things right, and how much they have learned. They will attempt to talk their way out of the consequences they have incurred by making new lies and partial confessions. Some of these peace offerings may even appear genuine, But keep in mind that these individuals have spent years honing their craft of deceit. They are adept at creating an emotional appeal that appeals to your empathy and forgiving nature, knowing exactly what buttons to press and what language to employ. However, their aim is urgent self-preservation rather than sincere regret. They are searching for any way out as they watch the walls closing in. A more intricate kind of manipulation is the reformed warlock energy that is attempting to contact you with details on the other criminals. This individual is aware of all the occult attacks that were made against you, including the poverty magic, the binding ceremonies, the love spells, and more. In order to demonstrate their reformed position and their desire to assist you, they are volunteering to divulge this information. However, they were complicit in the initial conspiracy since they were aware of these spiritual crimes. They took part in these attacks rather than only seeing them. They suddenly feel the need to confess because they want to be on the winning side, and they know that you are going to win this war decisively, not because they truly regret anything. They are attempting to exchange information for forgiveness. Yet spiritual criminals, who only change their ways after being apprehended, are not dealt with by the universe. Dove brothers and sisters, everything done in faith multiplies in God's abundance. Use the Super Thanks feature to donate $100 today and join this sacred mission. When your roots are grounded in Him, your fruit will flourish, and your offering becomes a seed that bears blessed harvests. One of their most advanced psychological manipulation strategies is the twin flame myth they have been promoting. They developed a spiritual rationale for stalking, harassment, and boundary violations by persuading someone that they have a divine connection to you and that you are cosmically destined to be together. Though they are merely another tool in the criminal spiritual warfare operation, the individual who was brainwashed with this belief system genuinely believes they are fighting for true love. The cognitive dissonance between their pre-programmed ideas and the fact that you rejected them is the source of this artificial twin flame's current emotional suffering. They were assured that true love always triumphs in the end, that persistence and dedication would eventually overcome your defenses, and that chosen ones always recognize their divine counterparts. However, your constant rejection of their advances has destroyed their false belief system and revealed the manipulation they have been subjected to. The complex psychological manipulation these criminals employ to enlist and manipulate their collaborators astounds the divine masculine energy looking into your case. In addition to the crimes themselves, the intricate false narratives, the degree of mind control, and the spiritual training techniques all point to a type of human trafficking that functions on an energetic level as opposed to a physical one. Even though they were trafficking spirits rather than bodies, the harm they inflicted was equally horrific and real. Each stage of the legal process that is taking place is more destructive to their criminal network than the one before it. Property theft and monetary reparations were the subjects of a civil lawsuit that was previously resolved in your favor. This stage proved the truth about their crimes and got your stolen inheritance back, but it was only the first act. The actual performance is about to start. The criminal phase, which is currently underway, will bring all facets of their scheme to the public's attention. The charges of fraud, perjury, and racketeering will all be presented in agonizing detail for everyone to witness. Everything they believed they had concealed or destroyed, including the digital conversations, financial documents, and forensic evidence, has been found and saved. Even their own attorneys are pushing them to consider plea deals because the case against them is so strong. The full reversal of fortune that has already occurred, however, is the most rewarding part of this cosmic justice, not the legal repercussions they are suffering. The universe was covertly setting the stage for their complete devastation while they were busy enjoying their pilfered riches and expanding their illicit empire. Every partnership they forged, every business they launched, and every relationship they made served as a link in the chain that is currently bringing them to their demise. It's heartbreaking and humorous to see the collective awakening taking place in the community that grew up around your stolen riches. People are learning they were a part of a criminal conspiracy when they believed they were just business associates. People are discovering that their money was stolen, even though they thought they were investing in chances that were real. Like a house of cards in a cyclone, the whole network of connections and businesses that were established on your stolen foundation is crumbling. As the reality is revealed, the privilege energy that kept them living their deceptive lifestyle is vanishing. They had influence they had no right to have, lived like royalty on your stolen income, and enjoyed social prestige they never earned. However, privilege based on theft is ultimately only an illusion, and illusions inevitably crumble when they face reality. Their abrupt decline in popularity is so extreme that their own social circles are using it as a warning. Because he had gotten away with it for so long, the adult male in charge of this criminal operation believed he was untouchable. He believed he was above the repercussions because of his stubborn indifference, his total lack of regret, and his sociopathic disregard for the agony he caused. However, the universe contains a unique form of justice set out for those who believe they are exempt from divine rule. Their eventual fall gets more catastrophic as they ascend higher on their pilfered ladder. The emerging courthouse disclosures are only the beginning of what lies next. Investigators are uncovering links to other crimes, victims, and decades-old conspiracies as they delve deeper into this criminal network. What began as a criminal justice inquiry into your stolen inheritance has grown into a major operation that will bring down a whole organized crime gang. By establishing federal jurisdiction for their crimes, their traveling lies, the way their deception moved from state to state and from community to community actually worked against them. They believed that dispersing the evidence over several sites would protect them, but in reality, it made matters worse by enlisting the help of federal law enforcement authorities, who have significantly more resources and power than local prosecutors. The shocking aspect of this situation is not only that they were apprehended, but also how totally they are being annihilated. This is the complete destruction of all they created with your pilfered wealth, not just a small setback or a brief inconvenience. Their companies are failing. They are seizing their properties. They have frozen their bank accounts. It damages their reputations, and they are ready to lose their freedom. When it comes to protecting those who are chosen, the universe doesn't cut corners. Let's discuss your part in the last act, though, which is the most crucial element of this whole cosmic drama. You're stepping into a level of power and purpose that was always yours, but could only be awakened through the challenges you faced. Even as justice is being served and criminals are being punished. Your inheritance theft was more than simply a crime. It was a spiritual initiation that readied you for chances and responsibilities that call for resources and insight. Every lesson you've learned during this suffering will be put to the test by the heavenly missions that accompany the abundance that is now flowing back to you. In addition to returning your stolen money, the universe has set you up to serve as a source of justice and healing for other selected people who are being attacked in a similar way. Your triumph is not only personal, it serves as an example of how heavenly justice functions when those who are selected maintain their integrity and defy spiritual criminals. When chosen ones attain specific spiritual development thresholds, a new level of divine protection is activated, represented by the expert help that is appearing all around you. In addition to carrying out his duties, the high honor masculine in the courthouse is fulfilling a heavenly commandment to defend and assist people who uphold the light. Only those selected who have demonstrated their dedication to justice and truth in the most dire situations are granted this degree of protection. A change in the spiritual climate that impacts far more than just your particular predicament is reflected in the care and listening that authoritative people are now giving to your situation. Your victory is being used by the universe to send a message to all the energy vampires and spiritual predators who believe they can target selected people without consequence. Any criminal network that believes they can steal from light workers and get away with it should take note of your victory. Your life is opening up to new levels of influence and abundance as a result of the judgment that is being released in this circumstance. Every break in your connection to their toxic energy makes space for possibilities and divine appointments that are in line with your actual purpose. You are being released from energetic anchors that were holding you stuck in circumstances that are below your spiritual paradigm. This separation is not loss. Glowing star yearning to witness God's miracles firsthand? Plant your spiritual seed now by contributing $100 or more through the YouTube Super Thanks button. Your offering lights the path for others and echoes through His divine plan, bringing His light into every step you take. Your Earth Angel energy symbolizes a degree of spiritual development that can only be attained by withstanding the kinds of assaults you have experienced. Earth Angel status is not given out lightly by the cosmos. It is only given to souls who have demonstrated that they are capable of being true to themselves in the face of deceit and darkness. Your triumph in this case demonstrates that you have gained this title from spiritual struggle rather than only nice deeds. The genuineness and self-love that got you through this difficult time are now serving as the cornerstone for influence and impact that goes much beyond your immediate social circle. The universe is getting ready to use your experience, your knowledge, and your assets to support other selected individuals who are being attacked in a similar way. Your inheritance served as funding for a task that calls for both material resources and spiritual authority. So it wasn't just about money. The new opportunities and contracts that are emerging are partnerships with other high-vibration individuals who are aware of your track record of integrity under duress. These are collaborations that have been divinely planned to increase your effect and expedite your purpose. They are not the tainted opportunities that arrive through the criminal network. The universe is matching your higher spiritual position with connections and riches. The prize and recognition you are about to receive are not merely a recognition of your survival. Rather, they are a preparation for responsibilities that call for confidence and humility. In reality, the flowers you are about to receive for remaining true to yourself during the most trying times of this journey are credentials that will grant you access to power and influence that less fortunate people couldn't manage properly. Remember that your victory signifies more than simply personal justice as this cosmic drama comes to a head. Your victory serves as an example of how heavenly order finally triumphs over human corruption, how truth ultimately triumphs over deceit, and how even the most intricate criminal schemes may be defeated by chosen individuals who stand in their power. Through your circumstances, the cosmos sent a message that will reverberate for generations in the spiritual world. Tamper with the chosen one at your own risk. This entire experience is cyclical, returning you to your starting point of abundance, protection, and divine guidance, but with the knowledge, assets, and spiritual power to assist other souls in overcoming comparable obstacles. Your inheritance wasn't taken from you. Rather, it was used to further your spiritual growth. Now, it's being given back to you with compound interest and a divine directive to use it for the advancement of light. The final act of this cosmic justice opera is represented by the criminal charges that are being filed, but your role in the drama is changing from victim to victor, from target to teacher, and from survivor to sovereign. Your regained prosperity is merely the financial underpinning of a spiritual mission that will impact innumerable souls in need of the kind of direction that only a chosen one who has been tested in the furnace can offer. Greetings from your chosen chapter. More than money, your inheritance is your proper position in the cosmic order and your divinely granted power to be a healing and just force in a world in dire need of what you have to offer. It's time to completely embrace your power and purpose, which the universe has been preparing you for your entire life. You have won the game. The triumph is all the more delightful because it was earned by upholding your moral principles, sticking to your convictions, and putting your faith in divine justice to take care of what you were unable to do on your own. The money is returning to its rightful owner. The criminals are getting their just desserts, and the chosen one is poised to use the resources and knowledge that were always theirs to make a difference in the world. You inherited this. This is your triumph. The cosmos has a lot in store for you, chosen one, and this is just the beginning of your destiny. There is yet the best to come.